in 3 months. I think after a while, you kind of like start, you lose count. Can someone be witchcraft? Like, can someone have witchcraft done on them? If that is what you're asking, then yes. You reposted, thank you. Yeah, my show is on. Glad I could be good television for you guys. But today we're going to talk about spiritual warfare and these toxic groups. So if you guys ever had to come up against a group of narcs, this is the live for you. If you're one of the people that's like grouping up on people though, this live probably isn't for you. Probably going to get very offended. Mark, appreciate the follow. For 10 years, unfortunately. Yeah, spiritual warfare is like a lifelong thing. And also with that 10 years that you're saying, you also got to include the time that you're with your family, because a lot of us that grew up with our families, they were like our main bullies. Yeah, spiritual warfare is a lifelong thing. Thank you guys for tapping the screens on the YouTube side. What's up, Sammy? What's up, Z Money? Hey guys, I don't know if I didn't really look into like the YouTube problem, so the stream might end again. If it does, I'll definitely put in the time to figure out like what's been going on. But I think like the past 2 streams I tried doing on YouTube, I just kind of lagged out. But how are you guys? And for you guys just coming in on the YouTube side, the topic today, we're going to be talking about these toxic groups, why you get ganged up on, their tactics that they be doing, why they do it. That's what I'm saying. If you guys are in here, if you guys are a part of these cults and covens, probably you'll find another live. Memo, appreciate the follow. It's great. Someone just asked that over there, but so when does spiritual warfare end? If the people on the YouTube side, if you want to let her know, I always feel like kind of guilty answering that question. Tiffany, appreciate the follow. And I truly wish I can give you guys an answer. Like, I wish you guys can ask me when does spiritual warfare end, and I could say like in 2030 or something like that, April 1st. But now it's a lifelong thing. But on the someone said never buckle up. It gets so old. I just want to be left alone. Yeah, that's like the crazy part about spiritual warfare. It's like you want to mind your business and stay away from other people that are like demonic, but minding your business makes them want to target you more. It's like very crazy. But guys, keep tapping the screens. Let's say 30K on TikTok. Pretty sure you guys can get that fast. And then we will get started. Before we get there, how is everyone? Mental health check-in. 1 to a 10, how's everyone feeling? With 10 being amazing, 1 being like horrible. I made a video like a couple days ago. Like I have a knowing that a shift is gonna happen July 31st. So this week, expect the energy to be like all over the place. It's your birthday. Everyone say happy birthday to Mao. So I want to make sure I do on all my streams. Get a happy birthday in there for you guys. Okay, got a lot of 10s in here. Happy for you guys. If you guys had anything that was like low, sending positive energy. Also, Mao, you got like some happy birthdays on the YouTube side as well. But if you guys are feeling down, this is like a meeting of the high vibrational people. So hopefully you feel rejuvenated by the end of the stream. Kind of look like Juice WRLD. That's a synchronicity. That's crazy. I literally just bought like a Juice WRLD picture today. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that was a synchronicity. And I'm kind of getting used to the synchronicities in this chat. You guys be tripping me out sometimes. Love the colors, thank you. But yeah, guys, keep tapping the screen. So once we get to 30K on the TikTok side, we will get started. For all the new people coming in here, You're Not Alone. I talk a lot about spiritual warfare, exposing what needs to be exposed, shedding light on why you guys go through the very weird things that you guys go through. We be tripping you out. Yeah, you guys say things that like I be thinking sometimes, or like I did something today, and you guys say something that's like I did. I'm like, the alignment and synchronicities be insane in these streams. But I'm guessing that's how I can make my videos, and it's relating to like what you guys go through. They attacking so much. Yeah, these demons are trying to pull you guys down to their level. You guys have to ignore them, not let them affect you. One thing I say a lot throughout these streams is just ignore people. Ignore, alchemize. Don't let them get under your skin. Because we're all on similar frequency, facts. Hey, Sue, I'm sorry that happened to you. You had a great conversation with your trees today. That's fire. Here we go again. Appreciate the follow. That's what I say anytime another demon comes my way. G Sibaya, thank you. You talk to the birds. That's fire. Lashonda, appreciate the follow. Kay said, what about me? If you're referring to the follow, thank you for the follow. Almost there, guys. 4,000 more likes, and then we will get started. Everyone coming in here right now, the topic is spiritual warfare. We are going to be talking about these toxic groups, breaking down the narcs and their tactics. So if you guys get ganged up a lot on groups of people, then hopefully this live shed some info for you guys. And yeah, shoot me a follow, guys. I go live almost every single day. If you guys want to watch this stream afterwards, like you can't stay here, subscribe to my YouTube. Link in the bio. Mystic said it right there. Covens, cults. When people come together like on a hive mind type of mindset, that's when you get people that start doing the weird stuff to you, because it's a group of people that can't think for themselves. But we did hit 30K likes. Thank you guys. Welcome in. Daler, thank you. So guys, yeah, today we're going to be talking about spiritual warfare. If you guys know what spiritual warfare is, drop ones down in the chat. And before I get that question again, we did talk about it in the beginning of this stream. If you guys are wondering when does spiritual warfare end, just know that it doesn't end. When you guys, everyone deals with spiritual warfare, the fact that you guys are awakened, you're going to deal with it a lot more. But this is a lifelong thing. And the goal isn't to stop spiritual warfare. It's to become strong where it doesn't affect you, and you know how to use the energy for like your benefit. But if we were to like simplify spiritual warfare, understand that it is designed to make you guys want to crash out. Whenever you guys are going throughout your day and you're getting mad, people are poking at you, doing all these annoying things to you, that is basically spiritual warfare. I think people think it always needs to be like this grand, overt thing. Spiritual warfare is designed to keep you on planet Earth. This planet is a reincarnation trap, guys. A lot of you guys in here, well, I'm gonna say most of you guys, like if you're resonating with this information, probably isn't your first time here on Earth. That's where a lot of the deja vu comes. You guys getting information from your higher self. So just to let you know that this planet is trying to keep you down here by keeping your frequency low. Because if you stay on your highest frequency, you will be on your highest path, and that will be the road to get off of this planet. But they need your energy to supply this matrix. If you guys in here don't know what the matrix is, it's a system put in place by the elites to drain your energy. Energy is everything, guys. Like I'm gonna be saying that a lot throughout this stream. To simplify all of this stuff, get more energy. Like more energy, you'll be more of a threat. But if you have more energy, you are someone that's gonna attract a lot of energy vampires because it's a constant battle for your frequency. How many of you guys know what energy vampires are? Drop ones down in the chat. How many of you guys know an energy vampire in your life right now? Drop ones down in the chat. So guys, I hate to say it, but we have to exist in the matrix. Just you having an awareness. 1 second. Just you having an awareness that you're even in the matrix doesn't mean that you get to be away from all of these things. The high vibrational people, we still got to operate around other low vibrational people. And inadvertently, these people are going to be pulling at your energy. I saw you guys drop a lot of ones down in the chat. That means you guys you guys know what energy vampires are, and you probably got to deal with them on a day-to-day basis. If you guys work a 9 to 5, you definitely are dealing with them. Probably you got family members. Even when you go out into society, sometimes people are going to come up to you and just start random conversations with you because you vibrate pretty high. They are, like, how do I explain it? Energy vampires, how they think in a very like depressive way. You guys as like high vibrational people, you are still going to feel like negative emotions, but you guys don't get stuck in your emotions and you know how to alchemize it. These people, they sit in those negative emotions and they play the victim and they try to put their misery out onto other people, which makes them in turn energy vampires. You guys do things on a day-to-day basis to keep your energy high and to boost up your frequency. These people don't want to do these things, so they want to seek out the high vibrational people, aka you guys, so they can kind of take a cheat code to get the energy. The only paradox right there, though, is these people, they'll drain your energy, but they won't do anything with the energy. You'll probably have an energy vampire like really take your energy. You'll feel drained. They'll feel boosted up. They'll feel very confident. And then 3 or 4 hours later, they're back to their same state, probably even an hour. If they took a lot, it could probably last them the whole day. But the fact is, they're not doing things to uphold this energy. If someone wants to be high vibrational, they have to be doing these things on a day-to-day basis. The reason you guys are even able to find me is because you guys are high vibrational people and we are in alignment. Now, these chats aren't really like moderated. Anyone can come in here. If lower vibrational people do come in here, they're going to think like, oh, what are they talking about? And they're going to come in here and start either trying to attack me. That stuff doesn't work on me. Then they'll try to attack one of you guys in the chat. But when it comes to energy vampires, not even just down in these chats, guys, in real life, you don't have to give them your energy. Like, I know the name sounds like very intimidating, like energy vampire. But honestly, anyone that takes your energy, like you signed a contract with them, allowed them to attach an energetic core to you, and you gave them that energy willingly. That's why in these streams, I want you guys to be aware of your power, call it back, and be able to block it when people are trying to take your energy. For example, which you're gonna have a lot. This is not gonna be like the main topic of this stream, but monitoring spirits are gonna study you guys. You guys are gonna be under a microscope, and if you don't know that right now, get in tune. But they're gonna have monitoring spirits that are gonna be studying you because they want to know your weakness. Because if they can know your weakness, know your trigger, they'll trigger you and then be able to take that energy from you. If you're able to stay calm, detached from like all this stuff, like I stopped taking all this serious a long time ago. If you guys are out there thinking everyone's a regular human being, everyone is normal, you're gonna have a bad time because you're gonna try to rationalize why they are doing the things that they are doing. You have the high vibrational people. We want to make people feel loved, seen, validated. The low vibrational people, they see you from a distance smiling, and that just pisses them off. Misery loves company, guys. These energy vampires, they hate the fact that you are happy. And you got to have discernment to see all these things, guys, because none of this stuff is being said out loud, and none of this stuff is even being taught in classes. Because if they did teach this, a lot more people will be getting off of this planet instead of constantly reincarnating back down here. These energy vampires, they'll hate you, but they won't say it out loud. They'll be jealous, envious, want to attack you, but they do it like in a plausible deniability way. And if you guys are out there being like genuine with everybody, and if they don't say it, you're like, oh, well, nah, they're not going to do that. They're not operating like that. And they're going to end up like really obliterating you. And a lot of you guys had to learn that the hard way. You kept just getting screwed over your whole life, like screwed over, and trying to figure out like what's going on. Come to find out, and once again, if you're kind of new to the path, understand that the world is a stage. That's something that like really tripped me out in the beginning. I came across that information. I'm like, what do you mean the world's a stage? Why would people be pretending? That sounds very exhausting. And it took me a while to actually believe that. Like, I was actually observing people, and I'm like, there's no way they're pretending. Come to find out, 90% of people are playing out there. Like, it's like a Truman Show. Everyone's kind of wearing a mask. And if you're like that one person that's being genuine and authentic out there, you're going to get jumped. And it's not going to be like pretty. Because one thing about them is like they don't like the authentic people. Like if they find out that you're not pretending, now you are a target. Because they're pretending to be what you already are. And if someone sees you out there embodying, like naturally embodying something that they're pretending to do, they're going to target you and make you the biggest issue. And that's when we get more into like destiny swapping, which is like a topic for another day. But when it comes to spiritual warfare, guys, understand that all these enemies that you face, they are energy vampires at their base, but they all take your energy in different ways. And one enemy that's out there are the narcissists. And that's a common enemy that a lot of people know about because as an empath, you kind of just naturally attract these people. But everyone in the chat, if you guys have had like a relationship with a narcissist, drop ones in the chat. A family member that was a narcissist, a best friend, drop ones in the chat. This one should be a lot of ones because you guys didn't find me for no reason. We are in alignment. A lot of people that come into my streams are people that have survived narc abuse. Because to know what we know, guys, it's like an initiation. You can't just like go out there and like tell people this information. If you go out there and you're just talking about narcissism and whatnot, People will like say like, "Are you crazy?" Nah, they're not that. You're just overthinking. But once you kind of your eyes are open and you kind of see what's going on, you're gonna see that it's actually like a pandemic of narcissists, to be honest. Hopefully, I don't get like flagged for that word. But yeah, there's a lot of narcissists out there. Society is trying to make it seem like if you guys look it up on Google right now and you type in how much narcissists are in society, they will tell you it's only like 5%. Do you guys believe that number? And if you don't believe the number, what do you think the actual number is? Smart technology, thank you. You are amazing. But everyone coming in right now, welcome to the stream. I am YNA. I break down spiritual warfare, expose the toxic people. That's why they hate me. Shoot me a follow. I go live every single day. If you guys can't watch the full stream, subscribe to my YouTube. Link is in the bio. All right, what we got? So we got a bunch of no's. What's the percentage? You guys say 50, 90, 3 and 5, 50, 87. It's up there. It's up there. What's YouTube saying? 95, 25, 95, 90, 99, 95, 70. So I guess we can all be in agreement that it's not 5%. We all have our different numbers based on our own experiences. But this is something they're trying to hide in society, guys, because this society is a narcissistic society. The more narcissistic you are in this society, the more glamorized you're going to be. Everyone's trying to fight to get to the top. If you guys are seeing millionaires and billionaires out there, I'm not saying they're all the way a bad person, but you got to think to yourself, what did they do to get up there? Who did they have to screw over? Because this society doesn't reward authenticity. It doesn't reward you guys being an empath. And it took you guys a minute to figure that out because your whole life a game was being played and you didn't even know a game was being played. Some game like these elites at the top, I be calling this stuff the Hunger Games. You can call this stuff the Squid Games, whatever you guys want to call it. There was a game being played from the time you were born. You were growing up smiling to yourself, thinking like, oh, everyone's a cool person. Hi, how you guys doing? How is everybody? Whole time you start doing that, they're looking at you from a distance. Oh, that's the easy target. They don't know what's going on. That's when they start manipulating you, putting you in these mind games. You start crying. You don't know what's going on. You're trying to have conversations with these people like, why are you doing this? And they're like pretending to be empathetic towards you. Then when they go home, they start laughing like, oh, they really don't know what's going on. Truth said, sunshine, rainbows, a lollipop. Facts. If that was your guys' experience growing up, drop ones in the chat. If you guys just thought everyone was thinking like you and you was projecting yourselves onto society, drop ones in the chat. Every time I read the chat, y'all be making me laugh, I swear. And a lot of us had to be born in narcissistic family systems to figure this stuff out. And if that was your situation as well, drop YNA in the chats to let people know that they are not alone. And when you are growing up in a narcissistic family system and you're telling yourself, I don't want to be like them, I want to be different, you just made your life very hard when you decide to go against the grain. Because even though you are objectively good and you're not trying to be manipulative and bullies like your family, they're looking at you like, who do you think you are? How dare you try to be different? Where my scapegoats at? Scapegoats, black sheep, chosen ones, star seeds, indigo children, all these different words. Where you guys at? Drop ones in the chat, drop your title. I know you guys got kind of nervous saying this stuff out loud because saying this out loud makes you want to get jumped immediately. But guys, trust, this is a safe space. Michelle, what is up? This is a safe space, guys. Do not worry. That's why I can talk about these things and you guys can relate to the experience. You guys probably thought you were the only one dealing with this stuff. Come to find out you are not alone, and you guys can see it within this stream. Growing up, you were going against the grain because you didn't want to be like your family, and that just brought you a lot of issues. But you were putting your family on like a normal level, and you were really trying to rationalize with them. Whole time, they got a spirit within them that wants you gone. Spirituality, guys, understand that everything is spiritual. I'm not going to put my beliefs onto you guys, but that is what I know. And everything has to happen in the spiritual before it happens in the 3D. People that are narcissists, they got that Jezebel spirit within them. Either the Jezebel, Delilah. Jezebel's your overt narcissist. Delilah's like your covert narcissist. Then you got your Leviathan, which is a prideful narcissist. Regardless, this is what you were surrounded with when you were growing up. Not normal individuals, people that saw your light and thought to themselves that they hate you because you're just shining too bright, to keep it real. Not even just with your family, but your whole life, you were probably hated without cause, and you didn't know what was going on. This is literally what you're going up against, like in this background right here. But you kept thinking to yourself, like, nah, I must be the issue. It's always like multiple people coming at me, so I have to be the issue. You know how hard it is to be like, you're not the issue? That's why it takes a lot of us to like a long time to wake up. It's like a spectrum. Like me, it took me a minute. Some of you guys probably caught on a little bit earlier. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It took me a minute. Because a lot of times I want to tell myself, like, I don't want to be egotistical. It possibly, it's probably this, it's probably that. And that just came with me giving excuses to people like over and over. One thing you're going to learn about this journey, guys, is that we can't keep giving the benefit of the doubt to everybody. You got to use your discernment and see that like that is a demon. And that's why they're operating that way. And for a lot of us, we had to get to our rock bottom for us to finally see that. Because one thing about spiritual awakenings, guys, ego deaths, dark night of the soul, trauma is a very big catalyst for it. Not everyone awakens through trauma, but if you guys found me, I'm pretty sure a large percentage of you guys, trauma was what awakened you guys. If you guys had trauma awaken you, drop ones in the chat. If you guys had a moment where you hit your lowest moment and you're reaching out a hand for people to hold you up, they slap your hand away, drop ones in the chat. If you had all your family and friends switch up on you at your lowest moment, drop ones in the chat. That's definitely going to wake up a lot of people, because that's going to show you that you weren't perceiving reality correctly, and it's going to make you take a step back. And you're going to go do your own research and try to figure this stuff out. Because what do you mean that the people that's around me is not going to support me at my lowest? When if the roles were reversed, or you don't even have to imagine it. Let's come right back. Because when they were at their lowest moment, you were supporting them. You were giving these people advice, showing up for them, hyping them up when everyone else was probably against them. And you did not have that same luxury returned to you. Because, guys, we are in a spiritual war. These vessels are being taken over by spirits. When you hit your lowest moment, these demons saw a chance to try to take you out. A lot of you guys aren't even supposed to be here. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. A lot of people don't know what you went through. They can't even understand it. Hey, but trust in this chat, we know what you went through. And how do we know? Because we went through it ourselves. For you guys to be in here, you probably had to get jumped by your family members and friends. And you was in a very depressed spot because you just never saw that coming from them. And it's how you know it's a spiritual thing. It wasn't just one person. It wasn't just two people. It was like your whole family and friends. And like I said, that probably made you go take a step back. You start going down some different rabbit holes. And when you hit those rabbit holes, you start to awaken and you start to realize that, oh, wow, this is a spiritual war. And it's funny too, probably growing up, you probably had someone that was in the church or someone that was more so like talking about demons. And you probably always just wrote them off as like they don't know what they're talking about or just wasn't really taking it as serious. When you awaken, you're like, oh, this is a real thing. And you had to figure this stuff out because you're what they want the most. You're a light worker and they're trying to make you forget who you are, try to make you so depressed that you don't even want to like get out of bed. And for a lot of us, that's exactly what happened because everyone has their breaking point. As strong as you are, everyone has their breaking point. And for us, they pushed us to that breaking point. But the funny thing about your breaking point, rock bottom, finding out rock bottom has a basement, climbing your way back out of there, that's when you truly discover who you are. And then that's when you start to get that supernatural strength. Because knowledge is power, guys. And in that rabbit hole that you guys were in, that's when you discovered that these narcs were playing a game this whole time with you. And a lot of you guys did not want to believe this stuff. You're like, no, this is not true. It's not true. I'm going crazy. You probably thought you were going crazy. Other people were saying you were going crazy. But remember, you can't listen to other people because they're all in on it. 90% of people are in the matrix. And if you start seeing through their games, seeing through their tactics, you become an issue now. They don't like the fact that they're not going to be able to manipulate you. So maybe when you were starting to awaken, they try to do everything they could to stop you from seeing the truth. Just like Jackie said, the gaslighting just starts to get turned up to 20. You were being gaslit your whole life, but after awakening, they're like, oh, no, start gaslighting a lot more. But once you start that process, guys, there is no going back. Their tactic is to try to exclude you, to make you depressed, so you want to go back inside the matrix. And a lot of you guys did want to go back inside because this stuff is like, they don't prepare you for this stuff. When you start to awaken, that's like one of the most depressing things to go through. For a majority of people, if you guys are in these streams and you awaken through narc abuse, because you go through, Michelle, thank you, because you go through having a bunch of people around you, even though they were demonic, they're familiar people, but then you awaken and now no one understands you. Now they're calling you weird, crazy. So a lot of us, we start awakening. We're like, nah, take us back. You start researching, yo, can I turn this off? Everyone in the chat, when you awaken, can you go back? Is there any way to turn this off? And if there is, like, no, I'm kidding. I'm like, give me the answers so I can hop back in. Maybe if I found out the first week I awakened, I definitely would have hopped back in. Giovanna, thank you. But as you guys saw, the majority of the answers, once you awaken, there is no going back. For a lot of you guys, finding that out gives you an identity crisis because they don't have like a rule book to this stuff. It's not like right before you awaken, they're like, oh, just to let you know, like when you come here, people aren't going to understand you. There's no going back. Do you still want to do this? That's not how it works. You probably did this stuff accidentally, had the trauma, send you down these rabbit holes, and then you just got thrusted into this whole new life, thrusted into the middle of the ocean. You don't know how to swim. You don't know which way to go to get back to shore, and you don't know how long you're going to be out there for. And that was your spiritual awakening journey. But through it, law of polarity, it was a lot of bad in the beginning, but you started to get like these powers. How many of you guys had that isolation season I was talking about? Drop ones in the chat. You guys start having like a montage. You guys got to think about life like a movie, TV show. That's how I think about it. You guys start having a montage, Karate Kid season. You were in your isolation season. At first, you're like, why am I doing this? This is horrible. When's the people coming back? And God, higher self, source, whatever you want to call it, it's like, hey, patience, patience. You're going to be good. Some of you guys was like ignoring this stuff and trying to go back to old toxic people, finding out that you couldn't do that, that the isolation was the path you had to stay on. But over time, you start to figure out why you're in isolation. You start to get more information. You start to figure out these narcs. You start getting your spiritual gifts. Your discernment came on. All this stuff was happening. This is exactly what they were trying to stop you from achieving. Because when you have all these gifts, it's like, what can a demon really do to you at this point? All this stuff I talk about to newbies, it is pretty like scary, like, oh my God, demons, da da da. But when you actually survive your isolation season, like, they be scared of you. And I'm not even over exaggerating. The more your frequency goes up, the more your spiritual powers, spiritual aura gets stronger and stronger. These demons will be terrified of you. The Alchemist, appreciate it. And that's what I think I titled this YouTube stream. Like, they're scared because you know how to stand alone. And that's exactly what your isolation season was able to show you. Because, guys, it's a natural human instinct to want to belong. It's a natural human instinct to want to be a part of the group. And if they're not a part of the group, they feel like something is wrong with them. And you had that at one point in your life. But after you got turned on by the people you consider close to you, you had nowhere to turn but to your higher self and figure out how to love being by yourself. So W's in the chat, everybody in here. I always want to give you guys your props because you don't really have people telling you did a good job. You were just out there fighting by yourself. You got yourself out of it and you're just like, oh, all right, I did it. Hefe, thank you for the galaxy. W Hefe in the chat, guys. On top of the W's I just asked for. But that isolation season, like I said, even in the beginning, it was very hard. But now you see these narcissists for who they truly are. You can discern a narcissist from a mile away. And once again, like when you first start getting this information, you start to get like a little like overstimulated. Like there's no way they've been doing this to my whole life. Because when it comes to narcissists and warlocks, they put you under spells, guys. Words are spells. If people are manipulating you, they're putting you under black magic. And that's what a lot of narcs had you under your whole life. That's what a generational curse is. That's what a generational curse is. And when it came to all these little spells from the past, when you start to awaken, you start to remember through your whole life everything that they were doing. And now you start to see these people for exactly who they are. And I say see them for exactly who they are because sometimes people think, did you just like shift into this other reality where now they're demonic? By you thinking that, that's you still giving excuses to people. This is who they always were. You just now was able to see it. And now that you're able to see through their manipulation, they're probably not even going to like you. They're probably not even going to want to be around you, to keep it real. Because when it comes to narcs, guys, they only want to have you around because you're easy to manipulate. If you start to have boundaries, you start to see through their manipulation, they're going to hate you for it. And not only hate you for it, but understand, guys, when we're in this narcissistic society and 90% of people are playing these social power games, there's one rule to these power games. You can't talk about it. If you start talking about this stuff or you reveal that you know what's going on or you try to go out there and expose a narc, you're going to have a bad time. And I think a lot of us was like that when we first awakened. You awaken, you think you're going to save the world. Like, I have discernment now. I'm going to expose everybody. How did that go for you guys? Did you guys expose those people? Did everyone believe you guys? Nah, they jumped you crazy. They got you out of there fast. They probably called you crazy. These people have no shame either. They'll start calling you the narcissist, like, oh, nah, this person knows too much. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. So you have to kind of learn to use your gifts the smart way, the proper way. And that comes with something we talk about a lot, guys. And that comes with playing dumb. How many of you guys have learned to play dumb? Drop ones down in the chat. And isn't this crazy too that like you didn't take a class for this stuff? We all learn to do the same things because you guys have this like analytical ability. You guys do something bad happens and you're like, oh, I can't do that. And now you learn to do that. And that's why we all relate with each other. Because yes, guys, once you have discernment, you will be able to see through this thing called the veil. The veil is what a large number of people can't see through. But your discernment now lets you see what people are not trying to show you. So because of this, you're going to be able to see a narcissist from like a mile away. But like I said, now you're the type of person, like you see it, you just keep it to yourself. Because you understand that if you are trying to expose narcissists, their biggest fear, guys, when it comes to a narcissist, they don't want people to see them for who they truly are. Narcissists are the people, are the way they are because they went through trauma growing up. At one point in their life, they felt like they had no type of control. And they got stuck at that level where their trauma was at. They didn't do shadow work. And now these people are very obsessed with control. And they don't want people to see them for who they are. And even though you guys play dumb with these narcs, your energy just kind of naturally exposes these people. Another thing you guys got, like when you guys were in your isolation season, was this thing called divine protection. These narcs can't do anything to you guys. And besides the divine protection as well, your light will just shine a light on their demons. That's why you guys always get the same timeline when it comes to dealing with a narcissist. When you first meet a narcissist, they're on their best behavior. You're like, yo, this person is just like, man, just like smiling, nice, just doing everything that a really cool person will do. Remember what I said in the beginning, the world is a stage. So that same person that is pretending, when they feel you have that light within you, they're going to start attacking you like in very sneaky ways. Now you guys kind of know this stuff and like you can see it coming from a mile away. But your whole life, you were probably going through this and not knowing what was going on. If you guys always had people switch up on you like a lot, drop ones in the chat. And this is stuff you can't really talk about out loud. Because if you try to open up to someone in the Matrix about this, they'll give you like a Matrix type of advice. They'll say like, oh, everyone's like that. We all deal with, no. Because you guys deal with the betrayal and the switching up a lot more than the average person. Because this is a spiritual war. When you guys are walking out there, your light just makes these people like upset. But it's like a love-hate relationship. Because they're drawn to you, but they hate you at the same time. And that always just used to confuse me. Because remember, like I plus you guys are looking at this reality from an authentic lens. And you be thinking if someone doesn't like you, they'll just stay away from you. A narcissist will like be from a distance and be like, I hate that person. Let me become friends with them. Because remember, it's a spiritual warfare. They're trying to siphon you guys. So like I said, you guys always deal with the same type of timeline. You first meet them on their best behavior. Everything's cool. They put you on a pedestal. You're like, oh, this is amazing. They treat you like a king. They treat you like a queen. Give it 3 months. Give it 3 months. And if you're dealing with like a very narcissistic individual, that'll be like a month. Because once they feel like you're not going to, once they feel that they have you under their spell and that you're not going to walk away as easily, that's when the weird stuff is going to start. And when I say weird, I mean weird, guys. And you guys have experienced this as well. This journey is going to show you just how weird people can be. But you got to understand, a lot of this stuff just stems from jealousy, envy, their demon that wants to kind of take you out. And remember, when they're doing that weird stuff, don't be thinking to yourself like, oh, that was probably an accident. Maybe it is, but your pattern recognition is going to show you that when they're starting to do that, the person that was nice, the person that was doing all that extra stuff, that was an illusion. That's something you guys got to realize about these narcs. They're like very good at pretending. They're going to like give you an illusion, but their mask is going to drop sooner or later. And once you have your discernment, you don't even have to like wait for the mask to drop, because you guys are going to feel it. You guys are going to see it. You guys are going to dream it. Hey, this journey is pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. Like, when you guys are actually like very tapped in, no one can really lie to you anymore. And for me, that was like something that made life a lot easier, because I kept thinking like we're outnumbered severely and people are just like lying, playing all these little power games. But once you unlock your discernment, it's like it kind of evens the score, because when you're around them, it's like they're going to try to act nice, but then them acting nice, you're going to feel the demonic energy like coming off of them. You can have a narcissist come up to you when you have discernment and be like, hey, you're amazing. I'm supporting you. You're good. Like that. Hey, these people can really pretend like it's insane. But then when you have discernment, you're going to be telling yourself like, this person doesn't like me. And you're not going to know why, but later down the line, it's going to reveal itself. Now, to everyone on this path, I'm not really talking to the advanced ones. You guys have learned this. But to you guys that just came in here, you're just awakening. One thing I'm going to tell you guys is to believe your discernment. If you guys take anything from this stream today, trust your discernment. Trust your discernment. I'm praying you guys listen to me. But sometimes you guys got to go through it. Like we said in here, a lot of us, like we were like trying to expose narcissists, thinking we were going to save the world. And then we were like, oh, we can't do that because we got like punished for it. And then we learned. So I know I'm going to say this in the stream, guys. And some of you guys, sadly enough, you got to go out there and figure this stuff out for yourself. But this is going to be a seed. And when you go through it, you're going to remember YNA and his words. Because if you have discernment and you choose to ignore it, you only have yourself to blame for what is to come. Life is like a matrix. These narcs run in a narcissistic program. They all do the same thing. God is going to reveal that someone is a narcissistic demon to you, and he's going to give you some leeway. You're going to get that first red flag, and you're going to see it, and you'll be like, oh, that was kind of weird. Then you're going to get that second red flag, and now you got to choose what you're going to do at that point. Because if you're getting these signs, and then you're telling God, like, nah, it's cool. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. God's going to be like, okay. I'm going to give you another one. Then whatever they did, they're going to do something a little bit more bad. God's going to look at you again. And you'll be like, nah. They did that one good thing like 10 months ago. I know they're a good person. Then you're like, all right. A lot of you guys don't want to be believing what you be seeing, because you guys are authentic souls. You guys are light workers. And you guys have the ability to see good in everybody. But don't take it too far to the right where you start going in limerence. You literally have a supervillain in front of you, but you're like, nah, they're good. Because guys, as a light worker, your energy is something that's very rare. And if you leave a demon around you for too long, they're going to do something so weird to you. Because God needs them to do something to you where now you're kind of forced to walk away. He doesn't want to step in. Hey, Kaizen, appreciate it. W Kaizen in the chat. Shoot him a follow. He makes amazing content. But they're going to do something so weird where you're kind of forced to walk away. And if you're forced to walk away, it's going to be like this big type of blowout. Appreciate the hat. Thank you. When you could have avoided all of this stuff from the beginning. You saw that first red flag, but you wanted to believe that this person was better than the rest. And also sometimes you guys probably think that it's very hard to find new friends. So you keep praying to yourself, like, please be normal, please be normal. Hey, but when people start showing you who they are, guys, your discernment is showing you the future. You probably get a dream, you'll just feel it. So when that happens, it's time to walk away. Because giving proximity to a demon for too long, it gets harder and harder to walk away. You can get to a point where if you keep them in your life for too long, you ignore your discernment. Now you potentially have a stalker on your hands if you try to cut them off. That's another thing about this journey, guys. We're going to talk a lot about stalking today as well. People be doing these things in groups, but people will get very obsessed with your energy. And the crazy part about all of this stuff, guys, is you see that picture in the background? They don't look like that. These people look like regular people. They could be attractive, charming, funny, all these different things. Sometimes you never expect this behavior out of somebody. Even though you got the signs, you never thought it would go that far. It's like an eye opener. You're like, how were they hiding this thing this whole time? Remember, these narcs gave up doing shadow work a long time ago. So they have learned to survive out there in society by pretending. They are social chameleons. These people know how to cry on command. They know how to manipulate situations where they come out looking like the good guy every single time. One thing you're going to have happen to you guys a lot is you're going to cut off a narcissist. And some of you guys are probably already advanced to know that when you cut them off, they're probably going to go to war with you guys. How many of you guys had like cut off a narcissist, then you got them like starting to like spread lies about you guys, smear campaigns, try and turn people against you? If you've had that happen, drop ones down in the chat. And sometimes that's probably what's stopping you guys from cutting somebody off. Because they don't leave you with good options. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. You notice someone's weird, your discernment's kicking in, you see the signs. Now you're like, all right, I could cut them off and have them go to war with me and start smear campaigns and start lying on my name. Or two, I can keep this person in my life, but still allow them to siphon me, bully me, and all these different things. Everyone in the chat, which one should you choose? One or two? One, cut them off, or two, just allow them to be in your life, probably have like stronger boundaries or something. And one is the answer. If you know it's time to cut somebody off, guys, don't be afraid that you're going to have to go to war with them. Remember, we are in a spiritual war. You're not going to be able to avoid this stuff. As much as you stay away from people and try to avoid this stuff, you guys are light workers. It's why you were put here. So yes, you're going to cut them off and you're probably going to go through the smear campaign. We all got to go through it. Don't ever feel like if you guys are out there going through a smear campaign right now, everyone in the chat, who's going through one right now? Who's going through a smear campaign where someone's trying to make you a villain? Drop ones down in the chat to let other people know they're not alone. Because trust me, I do get it. Like while you're going through it, you're like, man, why are they lying on me? I didn't do anything. I'm a good person. It's all manipulation and witchcraft, guys. It's to make you want to doubt yourself. It's to lower your frequency. It's to make you be at the house crying and thinking, how could they do that to me? Once you get a little advanced and understand this stuff is spiritual, that stuff is not going to affect you. If anything, you can start reversing that stuff. If people start making up lies about you, you can reverse that to make more money. Because in a way, they start worshiping you by like everyone's like talking about you, stalking you, and doing all these different things. But if you succumb to the energy, if you're getting stressed out, if you're trying to defend yourself, that is like the worst thing you can do. Silence, guys. Silence is the key. When this stuff starts to happen, do not explain yourself. You got to be so like comfortable with not getting closure out here. These demons are sent into your life to confuse you. These demons are sent into your life to make you think you're something that you're not. So you have to trust your God-given discernment, because a lot of people are not going to tell you the truth. Bobby, thank you. You guys, if you're out there right now, you're waiting for that one last conversation, you're waiting for that apology, I'm here to let you know that you're probably not going to get it. You have to get to the point where you have the character analysis on somebody. And remember, you guys didn't find me for no reason. So you guys in here, you're basically Sherlock Holmes. Don't underestimate your own ability, guys. You guys have discernment and you guys can read people so well. All the stuff you guys have went through throughout your life has made you a pro at reading human behavior. You guys have graduated from the school, the narcissistic school. You got your PhD. You probably didn't get no actual diploma, but that's what you guys have, and you guys have to trust what you are seeing. Because these narcs guys, they'll take it to the grave. You can literally come to a narc, have the proof in hand, have pictures, text messages. You can hire a private investigator. They have all the stats and information, and you show it to the narcissist. They'll straight up say, like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then even so, still, like, you guys are empaths, so, like, some of you guys will still believe them. Like, you have all the evidence. All they got to say is, like, nah, that's not me. Oh, okay. You guys got to stop doing that. Remember, guys, we are at a war. These demons just lie, lie, lie. They're trying to protect their own image at all times. That's why you notice these narcissists are very delusional. They don't want to face reality. And because they don't want to face reality, they've curated their own reality where they're always right. And if anyone is threatening their way of viewing the world, you become a target to those people. That's why, like I said, you can't really go to a narcissist and tell them, hey, you're a narcissist. You guys do that, you're going to have a boss battle immediately. If you guys play any type of video game, Elden Ring, you know how the bosses have like a meter under them? If you go to any of you guys right now, I don't care how advanced you guys are on the spiritual path. If you guys go up to any narcissist and say you're a narcissist, you got a boss battle coming. And they're going to start kicking and screaming, blowing out fire and stuff. Because how dare you try to show them who they are? And once you start doing that, they're going to hop straight into witchcraft. They're going to say, you don't know what you're talking about, you're the narcissist. And now that's why a lot of them, they run to other people and they start lying on your name. Because narcissists, they want to control, they have control issues. So to remain in control, they want to gain control of the narrative. So they're going to go to other people and be like, you're a narcissist, you're this, you're that. And then once again, guys, this is like the downside of being an empath. If you're not aware, it's amazing being an empath, but if you're not aware of these things, it becomes a nightmare. Because they're going to say you're a narcissist, and then you guys are going to go home and be like, am I a narcissist? Is there something I'm not missing? And then you're going to start thinking about your childhood, and then you're going to be like going in a spiral. Start doing research. You guys come in here sometimes, you guys ask me, am I the narcissist? Every time I see those comments down there, I know you guys are going through it with some type of like high-level narcissist out there. Narcissists aren't self-reflecting, guys. Narcissists aren't worried about if they're narcissistic or this. They just want to win by any means possible. And if by telling you you're a narcissist makes them be able to win, that's what they're going to do. And then you guys got to be aware. This stuff is all like a spectrum, because there's some narcissists that they can't face reality at all. Those people actually believe their lies. And if you guys are dealing with anybody out there that actually believes their lies, that's someone you need to get away from. Because at least like the narcissist, the warlock that kind of knows what's going on, knows they're lying. That's like, I would rather deal with that person than another person that is like straight up just like in their delusion. Because those people will take things very far and just like sacrifice everything just to take you out. Because they don't even want to see reality at all. Like, they'll just like straight delusion. And narcissist saying you're the narcissist, that's like a witchcraft tactic called DARVO. DARVO, it stands for deflect, attack, reverse. Then they victimize themselves, and then they make you the offender. So with narcs, you're gonna get people, they do reactive abuse on you a lot. If you guys have narcs that do reactive abuse on you, drop ones down in the chat. For you guys that don't know what it is, reactive abuse is when they're poking at you, poke, trying to provoke you. And the goal behind that is once you react to what they're doing, it is no longer about what they did. It's more so about your reaction. Hey, but everyone in here right now, I'm going to keep it going, but real fast, shoot me a follow. On TikTok, I go live every single night. If you guys can't watch this full stream, subscribe to me on my YouTube. Link is in the bio. Also want to give you guys my thanks. You guys don't have to support me, but I truly do appreciate it. But yeah, guys, reactive abuse is very sick because what they're trying to do, they're trying to like switch places with you. They're trying to identity swap. What these narcs will do, they are telling people who you are behind the scenes. You don't even know these conversations are even going on, but they know that other people probably won't believe it. So now they're going to poke you because when you react to what they're doing, as soon as you react, they get to point at you and be like, you see, I told you they're like that. I told you. And to other people, that will kind of make them believe them because you have discernment, you have pattern recognition. You're seeing what they're doing. You're seeing that this is an ongoing thing. But when you finally react, people aren't seeing all those little like plausible deniability things they were doing. They don't have the character analysis that you have. All these different factors. All they saw was you react that one time. And now that narc can get that person onto their side. And that's why, guys, I hate to tell you this, on this path, demons travel in packs. You're going to have to deal with demons like grouping up on you all like a lot. God's call, thank you. If you guys deal with that a lot, drop ones in the chat. If you guys deal with demons grouping up on you, lying about you, drop ones down in the chat. Let me see if I still have that picture on here. Don't think I have it on this phone, but pretty much I have a picture called Narcissistic Toxic Groups. But regardless, it's called a different name that I can't really talk on here. G-stalking. Hopefully you guys know what I am talking about. But walking this path, guys, that is something you're going to have to deal with a lot. And before I go forward, someone dropped the name down in the chat. So, like, you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you guys are putting it. That is the word. I just can't say it out loud. This app is very strict. But when you guys are on this path, this is something you're going to have to deal with a lot. This G blank is pretty much built on collective narcissism. When you have these groups going up against you, these narcs go and recruit other people. Sometimes you guys get confused too. You be thinking to yourselves like, why did that person believe the lies? Why are they so willing to go against me? The advanced ones know, but the beginners get in the mindset of knowing that for a majority of the time, if someone ends up like joining some group to go against you, they were always against you. They just want to be around you, to have access to you, to siphon you. But you can actually have people be around you, but they be secretly preying on your downfall. That's why some of you guys start getting identity crisis. Like, why did that person do that? Whole time, they had a group chat about you this whole time. Group chats, guys, are just modern day covens. If people are getting together in a group chat to talk about one individual, that is a coven. Gossiping is a form of witchcraft, guys. Witchcraft, manipulation of energy. If they are in a group chat and their intention is to ruin the reputation of another individual, that is witchcraft. That's why you guys have certain people around you and you don't understand, like, why are you feeling anxious? Why are you overthinking? That's because you have a group around you that's like plotting on your actual downfall. And it's sad to see, because when they end up switching up on you, a lot of you guys had to have this happen to you more than one time to be like, oh, this is actually a thing. Because one reason these groups will team up on you guys is the fact that you know how to think for yourself. These groups are going to be attracted to your energy, guys. They're going to want you to join their coven. They're going to want you to join their cult. But it's collective narcissism. And just like how I said, one narcissist, when they come in your life, they're on their best behavior. It's going to be the same thing with the group. Everyone's going to be on their best behavior. You're going to think, oh, this group is amazing. You guys are all right. Hey, give it like 3 months. And if you guys are like really tapped in, man, give it a month. People start doing some very weird things to you. A lot of you guys probably experience this at like a 9 to 5. And if you want to see how common this is, if you guys have got jumped by people at your 9 to 5, drop ones down in the chat. Working a 9 to 5 as like a light worker, guys, is very dangerous. Be careful out there. You're just dropped in like the middle of like just demons, to be honest. 9 to 5s are an energy harvesting system. I'm not against it. Get your money. But understand that a lot of people in there, they will sell you out, team up on you, get bullied. Because you start triggering those people's demons. And their mindset is they're stronger in numbers. But remember what I said in the beginning of this stream. When you guys go through that isolation season, that stuff doesn't affect you anymore. Maybe it affected you a little bit earlier in the beginning of your journey. Like you guys probably had that one moment where people tried to exclude you and you guys felt very depressed by it. You're like, man, why are they doing this to me? I just want to fit in. But after you have your isolation season, now that stuff doesn't affect you. You will have groups try to exclude you these days, and you passed this test a long time ago. And once they can't exclude you, and once you're not falling for the manipulation tactics that you once used to fall for, now they're going to be scared of you. They don't want to be around you. They're going to start spreading more rumors about you to try to gain control. But the purpose of them trying to exclude you is to try to get you guys to chase them. And once you guys fully like unlock your gifts, you guys don't chase anybody. How many of you guys don't chase? Drop ones down in the chat. How many of you guys got that self-love when people start playing the games, you are out? Drop ones down in the chat. Everyone putting ones down in the chat, a W to you guys. Because to even get into that state, that means you had to go through a lot of trauma. You probably was that person that was always trying to communicate with these demons, trying to figure out what was going on. What are you doing wrong? And that almost got you taken out, like literally. Congrats that you guys even made it to tell the tale. But trying to be empathetic towards these demons, trying to talk, chase them, that literally almost took you out. And you fully, if anything, your old self is like gone. Like you had like a secret funeral that no one knew about, and you had to mourn your old self. But because of that, you're not chasing no demons anymore. When these groups starts playing with you and starts doing the weird things, you guys can walk away very, very fast. Because now you guys have a very strict program. Growing up, you didn't want to have a strict program, but you understand it's a necessity. Some people are going to say you're too strict. And that is a shaming tactic, guys. You should never be feeling shameful for your own boundaries. People are going to hate you because you can see through them and you can see what they're going to do. they're going to be scared that you're even able to see that, and they're going to try to manipulate you. They're going to try to do something weird to you and go to other weird people to justify said weird behavior. And that's why it's cool that you're able to stand by yourself. Because if you're trying to set a boundary and you know what they did was weird, they can recruit 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20 people. Bring everyone here. You're still gonna tell them that was weird. Like, and you'll be like, you don't even know why they're even talking to you right now to begin with. Because you guys get to a point where you guys stop explaining yourselves and you know how to cut off people that don't need to be in your life. And because you're able to cut off people faster, a lot of these demons are going to get offended. Because one thing about these demons, guys, and these groups, they want to be evil in peace. If you're able to see what they're doing and cut them off, they hate that. How dare you don't let them be evil in peace? So once you cut them off, protect your energy. And it's not even like you're even doing anything bad to them. All you're doing in your head, you're like, oh, you're weird. You're a demon. That is cool. I'm not going to expose you. You stay over there. I'm going to stay over here. And we're good. They hate that so much. Demons hate peace. You try to walk away peacefully, that they get offended by that. And now you're in war with these demons. That's when they start recruiting other people and telling them like, oh, this person cut me off for no reason. That's another thing you guys can't fall for. Like, these people know what they're doing. If you guys know that they know what they're doing, drop ones in the chat. If you know that them playing dumb, like you can see through that, drop ones in the chat. At this grown age, guys, remember, stop making excuses for people. They know what they're doing. They're trying to bank on the fact that you don't know what they're doing. And that's why a lot of these demons, they start panicking, guys, when you have discernment. Because you don't reveal that you know the things that you know. A lot of these demons, you were building up a case on them for like a while. And that's what we call the Rico case. Because for people like us as well, we want to make sure before we cut somebody off, anyone that you guys cut off in your life, you made like 100% sure. And you guys was building that Rico case. They think you cut them off for like that one thing that they did yesterday. And they're thinking like, oh, this person's so strict. They only cut me off for that. When in reality, you were putting a case together like 6 months, 5 months. They didn't notice, but they did that one weird thing and they were on your radar. If anything, they should be happy. Because you should have been cut them off. But you gave them a chance and they kept failing. They kept failing. Because what these demons are going to do, they're going to test you. Like, they're going to do something weird. And they're going to be like, oh, they didn't see. They're naive. I got me another one. Whole time you're looking at them like, yo, I think this might be a demon. But I got to be sure. Because even though you guys have discernment, even though you guys have God revealing these things to you, you guys still remain humble. You guys don't want to think you know it all. If anything, a demon probably does something to you and you be hoping it's not true. Like, you be hoping like, yo, like, please don't let that be true. You had potential. Please don't turn out to be another weird person. But 90% of the time, you're always right. You get that weird feeling about somebody. And then that countdown starts to go down before they start just being weirder and weirder. And that's why when you end up cutting them off and you're the first one that was able to see what they're doing and protect your energy, now you potentially have a stalker on your hands. And I wish I could tell you guys that like you can probably do something to not have stalkers on this path. It just kind of comes with it, honestly. If you guys deal with the stalking, drop ones down in the chat. If you guys deal with multiple people stalking you, drop ones down in the chat. And it's so normalized these days, guys, on social media. Once again, these demons, they follow a pattern. You're going to cut this demon off, right? First thing they're gonna do, they're gonna try to come back into your life like, oh wait, they actually saw me for who I am? Impossible. But they don't believe that you have discernment, so they're gonna come back with the same mask. They're gonna come back being overly nice. And one thing about seeing the demons, guys, is like once you see them, you can't unsee it. How many of you guys feel that way? It's like once you see through a demon, it's like they just look different now. Like maybe one point you thought they were attractive, now they just look demonic. Maybe it was a friend, and now you're like, that doesn't even look like the same person. If that's the case, drop ones down in the chat, guys. And I love talking to you guys because like we see the same stuff. I can't say this stuff out loud. My 3D friends would be like, what is he talking about? What do you mean he looks different? Hey, we see though. We see. Because once they start showing us that you're manipulative, that you're a narcissistic demon, you don't even look like the same person. And when they come back trying to be overly nice, now it just looks weird. Very weird. And it makes you feel awkward. Because you're like, I see who you are. You know I see you for who you are. So what's the point of like this acting right now? So that's the first stage, guys. The first stage. New people, you guys might fall for that. You guys got to just go through it. I'm sorry. But for the more advanced ones, we get to stage 2. If once they see that, all right, the fake mask isn't going to work, they're like, oh, they see right through me. That's when the lies start. That's when they start the smear campaigns. Because the goal of that is to make you go out there and defend yourself, because that makes you give your energy to that person. Remember, guys, it's all about energy. If you are out there defending yourselves and defending yourselves against the lies, they can use that. Like they get energized off of that. You defend yourself, you're going to see yourself more tired. You're going to see them very happy. All they want is your attention because your energy is currency. You even give that demon any time of day, they start jumping up and down at the house like, thank you. They finally paid attention to me. Whole time you're stressed out. You're like, yo, like this person is insane. And if you guys can ignore the smear, they have like so many tactics. Like they don't want to leave you alone. Tactic number 3. If you guys have mastered ignoring the smear campaigns. Hopefully you guys are with me still. You guys have gotten to the 3rd stage. The 3rd stage is they're going to send someone your way, a double agent. Someone that's going to try to come across as innocent to get information out of you. Guys, don't open up to these people. When they send that person your way, what do they call this in the narcissistic community? Who's going to put it first? That person they send you, what do we call those individuals? Someone got it on the YouTube side. Let's see, you got it on TikTok. Someone put half the words. Someone said flying. Now that I gave you guys the first half, flying what, guys? Flying what? Spy, honey trap, double agent, monitoring spirit. Word I was looking for is flying monkeys. Narcs travel in packs, like I said, guys. They surround themselves with people that are going to enable them to do whatever they want to do. It's basically like they're like, this is so crazy. Like saying this stuff out loud is insane, guys. Like at a certain point, we got to kind of sit back and be like, this stuff is it's pretty up there. But yes, guys, narcissists has their minions. They're going to seem like they're regular people to you, but they are someone that is going to enable all of the narc's bad behavior. And when you're finally able to escape the narcissist, ignore the smear campaigns, now this narcissist is going to send a flying monkey your way. And as I said that, you guys have probably had like someone pop into your head right now, because we all know one. And we all probably had to go through a moment in our life when we thought it was safe to open up to the flying monkey. We thought they understood us. We thought it was safe. That is a trap, guys. These flying monkeys, they're like monitoring spirits. They know just what to say to you to make you drop your guard, so you're giving them information that you're not supposed to give them. One thing they're gonna try to do, they're gonna try to like play both sides. Someone that plays both sides, guys, understand they are not on your side. They're just trying to get something from you, and know that when you told them whatever you told them, they told that narcissist immediately. They don't even wait. If you guys was texting that person, every message you're sending, they're like screenshotting it and sending it to that narcissist, that warlock. Because remember, when that smear campaign didn't work, you didn't feed into the energy, they need some of your energy to do the witchcraft. Sometimes you guys have these things happen to you and you're just thinking to yourself like, why did that happen? No one ever defends me. They can use that against you. You guys have to learn how to stand by yourself and understand that like you're not really going to have people defend you. That person's probably going to come your way and all they got to say to you is, oh, I saw your side. They were this. You were in the right. These people do this thing called like the mirroring tactic, guys. They'll mirror you. They'll act empathetic. They'll act like they understand you. And you're going to think to yourself like, oh, finally someone understands me. And then boom, another trap. That's the spiritual warfare, guys. There's like so many different traps out there. And if you get through one, it's like 5 more comes your way. And you really got to be aware at all times. If you guys go on autopilot for even like a second, they're going to get you. Because once again, you're thinking someone finally understands me. You open up. You're like, I don't know why they did that. I was always there for them. And then they're giving you empathy. And you're like, yo, that was a cool conversation. Now that narc got that information, now they're twisting it. Because one thing about these narcs and warlocks, guys, they are purposely misunderstanding you. They will twist what you say. You'll say something that came from an innocent place, and they'll make you out to be a villain. There's a narc out there probably making you the biggest villain in the world because they're purposely misunderstanding you. If that's currently happening to you guys, drop ones in the chat. You know you didn't mean it that way. They just took it a whole different way. And now they're making it seem like you're like the Pablo Escobar of the world, or you're trying to take over the world. Because remember, if they're able to convince you that you're this, then it protects their image. And then it makes you look like the bad guy. Like it discredits anything you will say. So everyone on this path, assume everyone is wearing a wire. I know you guys want to be understood, but as a light worker, there's not many of us out here. And you got to assume that they're all in on it. That's why when you guys open up about these things, you don't really get empathy from like other people. Because these things that we're talking about, it's normalized in society. Sometimes you're opening up to somebody, you're thinking they're understanding you. Whole time they're thinking in their head, like, that's something bad to do. That's something I do. And sometimes you let people know that like you are like one of the ones that can get got. That's the scary thing about the society, guys. Like, you guys are having like genuine conversations with people and you're thinking like, oh, we're connecting. Like, we're having a good time. I give you information. You give me information. We get connection. A lot of people sold their souls a long time ago. For someone to be a narcissist or a warlock, they went through so much trauma throughout their life. They couldn't figure it out. And because they couldn't figure it out, they just went to the dark side. Started going manipulative, doing all these different things. Because in this society, if they do that, selling their soul, they get promised control over other people. They get promised financial freedom, get to the top, this and that. But that comes with a price. Because if they do that, they can't connect with people anymore. And that's the weird thing about the society. You will notice that like you want connection, but they want control. And this isn't just like with friends or family members. Someone could be in a relationship with you and they don't want to connect with you in a genuine way. They just want control over you. So you guys got to beware when you're dealing with these people. I be saying I don't want to be in groups. I say choose 1 or 2 people to be friends with and know that you can open up to them. Because when you are in a group of people, just like with a narcissist, over time, they're going to end up switching up on you, end up doing something very weird to you, gossiping, secret competition. And they're going to put you on a pedestal in the beginning. And it's going to be so weird when they start kicking you off and doing the things that they are doing. And like I said, that was stage 3 of sending the flying monkey your way. Stage 4 is like when they can't do any of those things to you. You're avoiding every trap. You're not talking to the flying monkey. You're not defending yourself. You're not feeding into the energy. Now they're just going to start watching you. All you guys in here, hate to break it to you, you're kind of under surveillance by some narcissistic toxic group. You offended some narcissists out there. And even though they hate you a lot, they can't stop watching you. On a TikTok side, you guys have these people studying your repost. Everything you repost, they are analyzing you. They're trying to see if you're losing. They're trying to find some type of insecurity you got going on, because they want to be able to exploit said insecurity. That's why blocking these narcs and blocking these groups, guys, it really doesn't do anything. Because if you block a narc, now you got user 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 following you. And don't ever underestimate how many fake profiles these people have. That be throwing me off sometimes. They got a lot of free time. They have a lot of fake profiles. So you guys can't stop yourselves from being watched. But one of the good things too is like you guys are like very unpredictable. People will be studying you, but like to study you guys is like gonna like be throwing them off, because you guys got yourself out the matrix to begin with. And because you got yourself out of the matrix, Slim Dunk, thank you. Because you got yourself out of the matrix, you guys don't run off a script. You guys don't run off a program. So they'll be studying you and like, oh, okay, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do this. And then you always end up going the other way, and then you start frustrating people because they try to put you in a box, and you guys can't be placed in a box. What's up, Truth Rises? Just like on TikTok, like your repost, like they'll be studying your repost. They will think they have a character analysis on you. Whole time you guys just be reposting things just to repost. Sometimes you see something like, oh, this could probably help somebody. Repost. They're like, oh, it's like a cute thing. Like, it's not your character personality. But these narcs, these toxic groups, they think they have discernment. They think they can really read people, but like you guys can't be read. Like the higher up you go, the harder it's gonna become for them to read you. And if they can't read you, they're going to project on you, which is gonna be very annoying. Someone said it as soon as I said it too. They project themselves, exactly. And when they project themselves, guys, you're gonna hear like a lot of like weird accusations about yourself. Like you understand like the whole like them like smear campaigns and what they do. But sometimes you hear an accusation and you be thinking like, where did that even come from? Hey, Rowdy, thank you. So you guys also have to understand this one important thing. When you guys get to a certain level, when people accuse you of something, that is just like a confession. Because remember, they project themselves. So if they accuse you of something, they're projecting some type of insecurity onto you, their hatred, their jealousy. Me personally, sometimes people don't even be on my radar. Like I know I have discernment, but I'm not trying to study everybody. But then you do something or you accuse me of something, and now I know what you are specifically. And I know exactly what you probably did, where that came from. Because accusations out of nowhere shows more who the other person is. And that's another reason they're going to hate you. because in this Truman Show, everyone's going off of a script. And their script says that if they accuse you of this, if they slander your name, that's going to make you want to like back down, get tired, angry. And you guys have really kind of reached the point of being detached. Smart technology, thank you. And if you guys haven't got there, Rowdy, thank you, thank you. And if you haven't got there, you will. Understand, guys, attachment is the root of suffering. You want to be able to master the law of detachment. If you guys have mastered that, drop ones in the chat. And if you haven't, it's going to come naturally. The more you come up against these demons, the more you kind of just like elevate to the 5D. And you just kind of naturally just start to become more calm and not let this stuff affect you. And detachment doesn't mean like you're apathetic. It also doesn't mean like you are, I know we use the word unbothered, but we're more so unbothered because we're grounded in like what happens to us. Like we're in control of our emotions. And when you go through so much, especially the things that we went through, getting jumped by these demons and having them do the things that they were doing, it's like, what else can they really do at this point? What else can they really throw at us that we haven't already experienced? And now you see that's what the point, that was the point of everything you went through throughout your life. Now you understand why you're just getting jumped your whole life. Because everything I'm talking about, this isn't like a new thing you guys have been going through. Your whole life, you've been getting grouped up on people. If that has been your experience, drop YNAs in the chat to let people know that they are not alone. It probably started with your family system. And also, when you're probably getting jumped, you probably just never had someone defend you. And if you did, it was pretty rare. Because understand, it's about the narcissistic groups, guys, the G-stalking. Every time someone recruits someone to go against you, it's like a spectrum. Yeah, sometimes it's other narcissistic individuals they recruit. Sometimes, though, it's just people that don't want to get scapegoated as well. When people see you from a distance, they probably really admire you. They probably really respect you. They probably want to be like you, but they're not going to put themselves in that position. Because, guys, your light is very bright. Your aura is very powerful. To defend you means that they got to go down with the ship as well. So for you guys got to find people that are very strong to be your friends. Because when you start getting jumped, there's very few people that's going to be like, you know what? No, they didn't do that. I got them. And the higher up you go, guys, the less and less people you're going to have to choose from. When it comes to the light workers, I thought I was alone for a long time. I thought it was just me. Like when I first awakened, I thought I was crazy for like 8 months. And then I started getting online. I'm like, oh, I'm not the only one going through this stuff. But then I started asking myself, like, why are we so spread out? Why am I over here? Why is John like across the country? Why is Mary like 3 countries? Like, where's the cavalry? Come to find out, in the spiritual warfare, guys, we are put here to help raise the vibration of the planet. We wouldn't be doing the planet any justice if we were all in the same spot. If we were all in the same spot and we were like all on one island, this world would have burned down like a long time ago. Understand that we are all connected, law of divine oneness. When you guys are out there like dismantling like these covens and these cults, when you guys are like taking down these narcs, you guys probably don't even know that you're making the world a better place. You're probably just thinking to yourself, like, it's so annoying. Why do they keep coming at me? Whole time, like after you came across that narc, you just made the world a better place. You guys be getting sent on assignment and don't even be knowing it. If you guys were able to see this stuff from like a bird's eye view, you would see that same narc that you came across. That narc was out there traumatizing people like left and right. Making people cry. making like manipulating people, like doing all these different things. Then you come into their life and they saw that they couldn't do it, and then your divine protection had to like take that person out. Take them out in a way as in like you guys are bait for these people. And you guys see yourself like these narcs, they can't even help themselves by attacking you guys. If you guys have noticed that, drop ones in the chat. You guys have noticed you guys are like exorcists. Like they could be on their best behavior. Eventually, you're not going to be able to help it. They're going to start attacking you. Slim Dunk, that was an accident. My bad. Yeah, all you guys dropping the ones in the chat. That's something you notice like your whole life. Like eventually they're going to start attacking you and they're not even going to know why they're doing it. That's that demonic possession. You bring their demon to the forefront. Your light is there to expose demons because realistically, you're supposed to show people what they are afraid to even like work on. In a perfect world, guys, you guys would go into these groups, go around a narcissist, their demon gets exposed. They will tell you thank you. They will go work on themselves to heal said demon. Is that what you guys like experience a lot though? When you guys go around these demons, are they thanking you? Like, thank you for showing me what I gotta work on. Or is it the other side where you expose a demon and now now they get obsessed with you. Now they start attacking you. Now they start being like, who do you think you are? Now I gotta make you my arch nemesis. You guys are gonna notice a lot of people being like one-sided beast with you guys. Because their demon really wants you gone. The vessel doesn't even know what is going on. But in order to avoid the cognitive dissonance, they have to like make up a reason like why they don't like you. They will have to like say the craziest reason, and the things you're gonna hear, you're gonna be like, you can't believe they're even latching onto that reason. But once again, like we're in a spiritual warfare where we don't battle with the flesh, we battle with the spirits and principalities. So when you have a narc targeting you, they have to kind of like alter the story to fit said delusion. And that's why I'm saying like some of these people actually believe their lies, and they actually believe that they're doing the world justice by attacking you and by trying to take you out. That's why you also have to be aware too, like you got to kind of pay attention to people's energy instead of like the titles that they have. Like a lot of people out here, they kind of just throw a title on themselves, like in religion, in spirituality. Come to find out, you can have spiritual narcissists. And that's another thing that threw me for a loop. Because when I awakened, I thought everyone that said they were spiritual was like this like good person. And I fell for the same thing again. Because growing up, that's the same thing I thought. I just thought everyone was normal. Then when I awakened, I thought everyone that said they were spiritual was cool. Come to find out that is not the case. Some people awaken, guys, and they go down the path of evil. They choose to be manipulative and use the knowledge they have to gain control over other people. So you also have to watch out for those types of individuals. But when you guys have the light that you have, you're going to like expose this stuff. People that are like hiding like behind a title or something, you're like authentic, you're like not pretending to be somebody. You will be exposing other people that like use this information to trick other people. And once again, if you do that, you will have an arch nemesis. Because one thing about these demons, guys, they don't like being exposed. When it comes to your divine protection and when it comes to these demons getting their karma, karma isn't a vindictive thing. God isn't like vindictive and like, yo, we got to get them because they did this. They get their karma because that's their chance to learn from what they did. And if they did the shadow work after whatever they did to you and got better for it, their demons will start dropping off of them. But what you guys see a large period of the time is someone will attack you, they will get their karma, and because they don't want to do their shadow work, they're going to blame you. And that's going to confuse you guys a lot, because these demons, what the demon is telling the vessel is, if you attack this person, this is what's going to happen to them, and you're going to be able to get this. But then when you guys are divinely protected, that never really goes the way that they think it's going to go. A lot of people have attacked you guys and is wondering why the outcome was the way that it was. Because when they attacked you, they assumed that you were going to go homeless, that you're going to go depressed, lose your job, lose your car. So when you guys reverse that stuff, they start tripping out. Because they attack you and then they start having demons on them. They start getting their karma. They start to get pissed off. They're like, why is this happening right now? And some of these demons are very shameless. They'll get karma for attacking you and then want an apology from you guys. Everyone in the chat, do you guys think you should apologize? Do you guys think if a demon attacks you, should you apologize to what happens to them? So let's say they lose their job, lose their car, they go homeless for messing with you. Do you think you should apologize? Pretty sure we're all going to have the same answer on there. If you guys are saying yes or something, I'm a little worried about you guys. But yeah, they need to kind of reverse the story by any means possible, because they can't face that they themselves are a bad person. So all that's going to happen to them, and they got to kind of grasp at, like, you are a bad person. So one thing you're going to hear a lot on this journey is that, like, you're like a warlock or something. Or you're like you're like some type of like high level witch, all because your divine protection reversed what they were doing. When if they just left you alone, none of that stuff would have ever happened. A lot of you guys don't notice, but right now, someone out there is probably making you out to be the biggest villain in the world. Because how were you able to survive all these things that they were doing to you? Not even just like that one narcissist, but these groups, remember, they've been getting away with this stuff for a minute. Then you come in and they underestimate you guys a lot, like, because you look innocent. People assume if you smile a lot, if you're kind, if you're authentic, they just think you're weak. And I hate to say that to you guys, but like, if you go out there like you're mean and like you're like ruthless, like, get out of my way, they think you're strong. And they start to like respect you more. The demons like start to like want to bow down to you. Like if you go out there, you're just like super mean. But if you go out there and like you're nice, you got respect, you got manners, you're smiling, they get pissed off and they just think you're weak and they think they can like take advantage of you or something. So that's why when these covens targeted you guys, and none of this stuff is like ever like on accident for the most part. When these groups come up against you guys, like they've been studying you guys for like a minute. Like people be studying you guys before they come into your life, and they think they have like a good character analysis on you. And what these people saw from a distance is like, oh, this person doesn't know what's going on. They don't know a game is being played. So then they get the group to come your way. But then they don't understand that you have duality. People think you guys don't have a shadow. When everyone has a shadow, you guys have just faced yourselves and you guys have like learned how to integrate your shadow in a healthy way. It's still in there. You just don't get possessed like these other people. These demons, like they haven't done their shadow work, so they get possessed and they start acting in an unconscious way. You know how to check yourself. Like it's like your shadow. Like you grew up in a bad environment. You had a very bad childhood. You probably did get cheated on. You don't operate from your trauma though. So because you went through all of that and you don't act like a mean person or ruthless, they just assume that you haven't been through anything. And then they want to make it their mission to humble you. When in reality, like life has already humbled you guys. If life has humbled you guys, drop ones down in the chat. If life has raked through you into rock bottom when you didn't even know that was possible, drop ones in the chat. I knew that was me. Like, I heard about rock bottom from like other people. Like, I was like growing up, they said like an uncle had a rock bottom. I just never thought that could be me. But once you experience that, like, you're gonna be a humble person. Because when you know what the bottom feels like, when you know what it feels like to lose everything, you're never gonna want anyone else to feel that way. And if you guys are able to do your shadow work, you will have two sides of yourself, knowing the darkness, but choosing to be a good person. But because these demons haven't done their shadow work, they don't know that exists. So once they attack you and it doesn't go the way that they thought it was going to go, because when these groups attack you, another weird thing is like the whole group leader thing. That was another thing that kind of really threw me off. Like, what do you mean a group of people have like a leader like leading them and stuff? But yeah, a leader will lead people against you, and these people will trust the leader to make the right decision. And then they get pissed off because the leader made them go against you, and that was the wrong thing to do. That's why if you guys notice, like, you guys dismantle groups because groups attack you, you don't do anything, you walk away, and then they end up breaking up. You guys be breaking up a lot of bands out there, a lot of covens, cults, and then you guys still downplay yourselves. If you never came across that group, they would have still been terrorizing the community. You guys don't want to do this stuff. If I'm being honest, guys, I like to keep it real on here. I don't like going up against groups. I don't like dealing with narcissists. I try to stay in the house for the most part. But I understand that eventually, like, I'm going to have to go against them. And that's the exact reason why they end up getting dismantled. Because you guys find yourselves like in these weird situations with these groups, not even knowing how they even popped up into your reality. They put you on a pedestal. You didn't let them do what they were going to do. Because they put you on a pedestal, but the point is they wanted you to submit to their control. And when they saw you weren't going to submit to their control, that's when they started being weird, started attacking you. The leader felt very like jealous towards you guys. A lot of this stuff comes towards jealousy and like envy. And growing up, you probably never thought someone was jealous of you. If someone from the outside says, like, I think that person is jealous of you, you're like, no, they're not. Someone jealous of me? No. And that's because your family never gave you the confidence that you were supposed to get. Guys, like, the childhood you had, everyone doesn't have that. Like, there's a lot of people out there, they had a healthy family. So when they grew up, they got like a good amount of confidence from their family. Because growing up, their mom and dad kept telling them, you're enough. You can do this. You got this, champ. Get back up. You guys didn't have that. If anything, you guys had like your parents being in competition with you for some weird reason. So when you were born, it was straight up spiritual battlefield. You're like a 6-year-old kid battling battles that you don't even know you're in. You're like, okay, this stuff is just normal. And it's that exact reason why you didn't have confidence. So you never thought someone could be jealous of you. Some of you guys probably didn't even know you were attractive or like you had a light or you had a skill. It took for these people to keep bullying you for you to be like, all right, there's probably something to this. What's good, Ja? Because one thing about these groups too, like their main goal is to like stop you from figuring out who you are. But honestly, if they just left you alone, you probably would have still been in the dark. Because if they keep attacking you, eventually you're going to ask, like, why are they doing this? Why is it me? Like, why am I getting targeted? I'm nothing. Come to find out that these people were jealous from you from like a young age. These people have been watching you for a minute. Everyone knew how powerful you are, like your whole life, except you. You were like one of the last people to figure this stuff out. And when you start figuring it out, they start panicking. They're like, oh my God, the prophecy is being foretold. And you just standing there like, this wouldn't have happened if you guys just left me alone. A lot of you guys had to go up against your hometown. You guys had to go up against like your family system. You guys just never got support when you were growing up. And then that started messing with your mental because you start to think you were incapable because everyone tried to make you feel invisible. Whole time you're surrounded by crabs. People that were trying to hold you back. Anytime you had an achievement, they downplayed it immediately. Anytime you accomplished something, the contrarians in these people activated immediately. You did something, they found something wrong about it. Anytime you had a conversation with these people, they had to find something wrong with what you were saying. Sometimes people are disagreeing with you. They don't even know the stance that they're taking. As long as it goes against you, that's all that matters. You guys bring out the devil advocates in people, the contrarians. They're trying to do anything to make you doubt yourself, to mess with your mental. But then once you go through your humiliation ritual, you wake up. A lot of you guys had to get away from these people. And you barely escaped. SND, thank you. And you barely escaped. But what you started to see was when you got away from them, life just started getting a whole lot better. You start to be more confident. Your self-esteem started going up. You started to see life was never supposed to be that hard. Daity? Thank you. You were just in an environment this whole time that was like trying to hold you back. That's why when it comes to shifting, guys, these groups are going to be sent your way to stop you from getting to your next chapter. They're going to be there to stop you from getting to your next timeline. They're going to do things to you, and it's all going to be test. It's all going to be test. If you're able to pass the test by not listening to what they're saying about you, not listening to the manipulation, if you're able to walk away easily, you're going to be able to shift faster and faster. And before you kind of even mastered shifting and quantum jumping, you was in a family system growing up where they kept you stuck in one timeline for a long period of time. Because remember, it's a generational curse. Like this stuff is getting passed down from generation to generation. Surprisingly, you're like one of the first people to be like, I'm gonna figure this stuff out. Something about you, like the empath in you, probably you just saw your family dynamic and you're like, you don't want that to be you. Probably you started dating and you asked yourself, like, why do I keep attracting these people? Whatever the reason was, it made you start working on yourself. It made you start to awaken and you shifted out of a timeline where you're not really around people that's like bringing you down constantly. And if you guys are in the beginning stages of your journey, I don't say you need to cut off everybody, but maybe you need to get away from those people for the time being because they still have like an influence on you. For a lot of us, we had to cut off everybody. It was like either that or not survive it. If you guys had to cut off everybody or you had to cut off a majority of people from your past, drop ones down in the chat. And even though we say this stuff like it's like very easy, that first batch of people you have to cut off is going to be very hard. You get better over time. Your cutoff game gets better and better. But that first group you had to cut off had to be so hard. You probably had that one bad relationship where you had to been cut off that person. But you're like, no, they can change. They can change. And you had that mindset for like a lot of people. Come to find out that some people aren't going to change. And then on top of that, you guys are like the lessons for people. Sometimes people have to lose you to like want to actually change. Because if they lose you, when you're someone that barely cuts off people, that's how some people know like, oh, I really messed up. Because to be real, you guys don't even like be cutting off people, well, at least in the past, Like you weren't even cutting off people unless they were like this big threat. Like like you had to forcefully cut them off. And they notice that because they see you as a person that doesn't really cut off people. So for some people, like you are that lesson. And it kind of sucks because you guys would have wanted them to be like normal and healed while they were with you. But that's just how it goes with life. Sometimes you got to walk away for them to be better for the next person. And then by you doing that, you just made the world a little bit better because we are all connected. So when you walked away from that one person and they chose to want to be better, ultimately kind of made the planet a little bit better. But then some people, you walk away from them, they don't learn the lesson, and they're bound to repeat the same thing over and over. And that's something that was probably happening with you guys. Like when you were dating and you probably left somebody and you didn't heal, you didn't learn the lesson. The crazy thing about these demons, they will body hop like into other people. So if you guys don't heal and learn the lesson, you can escape one person, but you're going to run into that same person again if you don't heal. But then you guys start to figure that stuff out. You start to heal. And now you've gotten to a point where at one point, these narcissists really liked being around you guys. But now they get very uncomfortable being around you because your boundaries and your self-love is so high. Everyone W's in the chat. If you guys have worked on your self-love, your boundaries, you can now recognize these narcissists from a mile away. You don't let them like ruin your energy. W's to you guys. You guys have come a long way. Healing from this stuff is not easy. You guys don't really get validation out there in that narcissistic society. But to reprogram your brain, that is like a very hard thing. Some days it's like 5 steps forward, then it's like 10 steps back. Sometimes it's so easy to fall back into bad habits. Awareness is the first step, and you guys choose to try to be better every single day. So W's to you guys. It was not easy. Because also too, like when you grow up in a narcissistic family system, they're only raising you to get bullied by more narcissists out in society. Your narcissistic family isn't trying to instill confidence within you. They're just trying to make sure you know that they're in charge. And because of that, you start kind of developing like people-pleasing tendencies, codependency, because your parents kind of led with fear. And then you go out into society and you're just attracting the same people. And the crazy thing about that when it comes to relationships is it doesn't set you up to attract healthy people because you accept the love you think you deserve. So if you grew up with a narcissistic family system and you had like an avoidant father or mother and a narcissistic dad or mom, now you want that same out of somebody else. So when you go out there into the dating game and you find someone that's like emotionally unavailable, someone that is mean, narcissistic, you're like, hey, that feels like home. But then when you got someone being nice to you, someone being healthy, you're like, yo, this is boring. I don't want this. Get away from me. And a lot of you guys picked up on that pattern, and that's why you chose to heal to begin with. Yeah, so you guys got to be very careful if you went through the narc abuse. Like dating is very dangerous if you don't heal. Being a light worker, they are just attracted to your light. And they just want to use you, manipulate you to drain you of said energy. Hey, but if you guys are on a TikTok side, shoot me a follow. Go live every single night. Also subscribe to my YouTube. This live will be uploaded afterwards. Slim Dunk, I appreciate you. But if you guys have any questions right now, now's the time to ask. I'll spend like 15 minutes answering questions. YouTube. Lexi, appreciate the follow. Yeah, so love bombing, guys, that's a narcissistic tactic as well. As we were talking about, like in a dating game, narcs will use that tactic to try to manipulate you to see them as like this character that they're not. Remember, everything is about frequency and everything is about alignment. When you are meeting like a narcissist in a dating game, you're right here, they're right here. They'll love bomb you so you could think they're right here, or they'll make you think that they're like above you in some type of way. Uh, when you have discernment, make sure you guys are vetting people. Narcs will tell on themselves every single time. And when I say tell on themselves, like literally tell on themselves, your energy will make them say something very weird that only a demon will say. Appreciate the heart, man. How do you know if you're awakening? You start to like question things you've never questioned before. Also, you'll have like a thirst for more knowledge. You probably will think you're crazy. Other people will think you're crazy, but you're not crazy. You're just seeing beyond the matrix. You start see, it's like GTD said. You start seeing my post. You start seeing the pathetic social games. Facts. And that's why a lot of you guys start staying in the house, because you just see through everything and it becomes very uncomfortable. I've noticed that's also like a trigger for like people in the matrix. You saying you see through the social games will offend them. You saying that like even explaining how uncomfortable it is to like deal with the fakeness, they will get very bothered by that because to them that is normal. But you guys will also stop wanting to have surface level conversations. That was my biggest thing when I first awakened. Like, I just hated talking to people because the whole time, like, we would be talking, I would think to myself, like, what are we talking about right now? Like, this isn't a real conversation. But at the same time, like, I had to kind of open up my heart chakra and understand that, like, I still got to operate in society. So I can't think I'm above them because I don't want to have social, like, a surface level conversations. So I had to kind of like reteach myself to reintegrate into society, but I still prefer to be by myself. I feel so bad for the cashiers because I'm always silent. You shouldn't feel bad. Protect your energy. Energy is everything, so you guys should never feel guilty for protecting it. Blessing to 8. Thank you. You guys have been going crazy with the gifts. Thank you. Thank you. I have deeper conversations with my cats than these people. Yeah, a lot of people I talk to, they say they have deeper conversations with either the plants or the animals. Yo, you gonna split some of that gift money with me? You can have it, honestly, if you want it. Nature is a great therapist. Facts. I had just made a post like that too, where like talking to yourself. I think a lot of us kind of are on the fence of being our own therapist. When you awaken, the beginning stages, you guys are probably gonna want a therapist, and I do think it's good for the beginning stages. But eventually, I do think you have to graduate from it because you are gonna get to a level where your therapist won't understand you, and like you will go to a therapist and you will be the main one talking, like you're doing it right there, like talking to yourself, and your therapist will notice that and be like, oh, they don't even need my help, but they'll still try to benefit from it, if that makes sense. You start talking, you're like, you know it, you have the information, but I get it sometimes that you guys want people to understand you. So sometimes you just want to have someone to like talk to about these things. And that's the same thing like in my one-on-ones. Like, I think sometimes people like come wanting clarity, but as they're talking to me, like I even tell them like, you know it, and then they just tell me towards the end like, oh, they just want someone to talk to. So I'm okay. They were more looking up to me. I feel it. Sometimes, like, and remember, like, frequency isn't just like even with a therapist, like that frequency is still there. So like if your frequency gets to this level and your therapist is right here, it will get to a point where like they're siphoning you. The dynamic can become the point where you become the therapist. So you guys got to kind of be aware of that. What do you do when a decent friend hangs around toxic people? Is that a red flag? I would see me myself. I probably wouldn't be around that person, but I don't want to say like one answer fits all. You got to pay attention to that friend and see if they could think for themselves. But if they're easily influenced, then probably not. You guys are ruthless on this side. Like, time to cut them off. I'll be saying you got to see. In that situation, I would say myself, I wouldn't want to be around it. But every situation is different. Therapy is expensive. Haters in the chat, just ignore them. Yes, you have many therapists crying. Good morning. How do you stay so light so often in this dark world? Get your spiritual hygiene up. So every day, like I make sure I meditate, I be in the gym, I alchemize by making these videos. It's all about just kind of getting outside of your head and not letting this stuff overwhelm you, because it is easy to make it overwhelm you. This stuff is a lot, but if you stay in your head and you're always thinking about it, it's gonna make you very down. Gratitude journal is also very powerful. I write 5 things I'm grateful for before I go to sleep, and 5 when I wake up in the morning. And in a way, that's like praying too. That's why praying is so powerful, because they're like giving gratitude. How much do you get paid again? I get paid nothing. I'm homeless. I'm broke. Appreciate the heart, me. Journaling is very therapeutic. I journal. I've been kind of falling off from it, but anytime I do, you take out all your thoughts out of your head that are jumbled and put it onto a piece of paper, and you notice yourself, you think a lot more clearly. So yeah, journaling is very underrated. Appreciate the heart, me. Thank you. Have I seen the movie Get Out? I have. Pretty cool movie. Mods, thank you, thank you. You guys are amazing. You are homeless. Nah, that was sarcasm. Mio, appreciate the follow. Rich in spirit, facts. Do I have other TikTok accounts? I don't. If you guys follow me on here, like 5 accounts are gonna follow you guys. This is my only account, and I will never message you guys trying to offer like a reading or something. Someone asked, "Are you real AI?" No, I'm AI. Yeah, this is my only account. You guys, it's a time of the night where you guys get pretty funny. It's like, he's literally in a chair. How is it gonna end from the Truman Show? In real life, this is like an ongoing thing. All you can do is be spiritually tapped in and just protect yourselves at all times. When a student becomes a teacher in therapy, facts. Do I like music? Yeah, I like music. It's still one of my favorite things. Isabella, thank you. Billie Jean, thank you. I love your name, by the way. How do you not get tired of the G stocking? It used to like really frustrate me. Uh, Especially like when I used to work, because they used to come to my job and stuff like that too. But over time, like I understand this journey. I've become more detached. I think celibacy has like really helped me. It's made me like more stoic. They try to get me with stuff like every day, and like I just see it, and because I have an understanding of it, like it doesn't really make me react emotionally. They're glitching right now. Facts. What is G stalking? The Matrix using people to stalk you. They come off as very obsessive. They can cyber stalk. They can stalk in real life. When it comes to like spiritual warfare, narcs tend to group up to group up on one individual. It's like people going up against you, like that's a spiritual thing, and that's G stalking as well. Nilima, I'm glad I'm able to help you. Zuzu, appreciate the follow. So Delilah, guys, that's the covert narcissist. In this spiritual warfare, you're gonna have narcs that are very overt about it, more easier to decipher. Delilahs are a lot more like sneaky, crafty people that are better with their mask. Those are the people that try to come across as like love and light 24/7. GK, thank you. Wise Goddess, thank you. Whenever we get into a disagreement, she changes my name in her contact. So I'm done too. It's so immature to me. Yeah, it's very immature. If you guys have already had a conversation about that, I just suggest to like just cut her off. But yeah, very weird. So having friends on this journey, what's up, BB? Having friends on this journey is like very tricky. You got people that do very weird things and they always think they're justified for doing it. And sometimes it takes by you actually cutting somebody off for them to be like, oh wow, I shouldn't have done that. But then you're thinking to yourself, like, why did it have to get to that point for you to do it? What about if you're married? Hey, but yeah, guys, I'm going to take off. Thank you guys for showing up tonight. Everyone on TikTok, shoot me a follow. Subscribe to me on YouTube. One-on-one link in the bio. Cool stream. Tomorrow. Hey, thank you. I was like, what is that? But this is my first time getting that, but thank you. Hey, everyone, W Kaizen in the chat. And like I said, shoot him a follow. He makes very cool content. It's Kaizen. It's a guy on the TikTok side. Like I said, I'm out of here, guys. Peace out. Peace out.